Let's start with a couple games. We're going to handicap these games against the spread for this one. Give me the game on the slate that really jumps out at you the most.
The one I like is Jacksonville at home against Tennessee. Now, I understand that it's possibly an overreaction to what happened in Houston, but Chad Henne, he looked good. He's going to be the starter.
What's the line of the game?
It's Jacksonville's getting 3 points at home against Tennessee. And what has Tennessee done to be a road favorite? Really? Anything? Anything at all? Are we just basing it on the fact that Jacksonville's been really crappy at home? Maybe. It's possible. But I think with Chad Henne at the helm with a full week of practice, the confident Justin Blackman, Cecil Shorts establishing himself as one of the main go-to guys, why not go with Jacksonville? I think they're going to score. And Tennessee's defense is weak.
Let me give you the counter argument. Tennessee just went into Miami and won 37-3. Okay, and Miami is obviously a more sound team based on their body of work than Jacksonville. Jacksonville's gotten worked at home by not even that good of teams. It seems like the Lions, the Bears destroyed them, and now they had one good game in Houston. I know it was a great game, but are they really going to put up a fight? Now they're at home. Now they kind of got their. Now they're not a laughing stock anymore. And they're playing a team. They're not going to be like super up for Tennessee.
I think it should be a pick'em though. I don't understand. It's one game. It's one game for each of these teams. That's the outlier. Really.
But Tennessee's done. They crushed Miami, but they also beat Buffalo on that fourth down play. I mean, they haven't been the doormat that Jacksonville's been.
True.
I'll probably take them. I just want to give a counter argument.
So I mean, it's just. Are you going to take? I'd like the 3 points.
Yeah.
I like 3 points from a home dog.
Hard to lay points with Tennessee.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
All
right. So how about you? What's your best pick for this?
I kind of like the Bills getting 3 in Indy. The sabermetric guys, the guys who measure the per play success rates and the yards per play, they hate Indy. They think Indy is so overrated.
So they're crowing after this week, after what happened to the Pats.
I thought that was I didn't think that was totally demonstrative. There was a lot of there was a lot of junk in that game. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if they proved that they're really, that theory bore out, that the Patriots were so good at the advanced metrics that they just overwhelmed the Colts. Okay. I think they did, but the game got out of hand from some return touchdowns and stuff. But I guess what I'm going to say is, the Bills, Colts are 6-4, Bills are 4-6. The fact that they're only getting 3 in Indy, where Indy's been good in Indy, I just feel like that's the sucker liners to take the Colts, the smart plays to take the Bills. The Bills' defense looked a lot better against Miami. Maybe Miami's offense sucked, but certainly the Bills played a little bit better. And I think C.J. Spiller, elite player, if they get him the ball just a little bit more, they gave him a lot of touches against Miami. I think they'll have an easy time with the Colts defense, and I think they're going to win that game.
That same Miami team you trashed, Buffalo scored all of 19 points against. They still didn't do anything. Even with Spiller and no Fred Jackson, they still didn't put the ball in the end zone.
They won.
Ryan Fitzpatrick on the road, do you really trust that? It's more like the Jills, not the Bills.
It's not trust about Ryan Fitzpatrick. It's just I think they're good enough.
I'm playing advocate here, too, because it's fun. Yeah. But at the same time, I think what really should happen...
You're taking the Colts and laying the points in that game?
I will, because the Colts are demonstrably better at home than they are on the road.
You're lucky you're not going to be back here next week to face the music with that one.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, I'm sure that the legendary YouTube comments will be great in this one. They'll come
over under on YouTube comments,
they
1.5.
Will find me. Yes, okay. But I would take the Colts. I think they're much better at home.
Okay, I'm taking the Bills. What's your next one?
All right, the other one I like is Tampa Bay at home. This one's they're a 1-point dog at home against Atlanta. You, of all people, should appreciate this one because you've been preaching how Atlanta and Matty Vanilla Ice is a fraud. I think that Tampa Bay got a lot to play for here. I know that you don't believe in Tampa Bay either.
Yeah, I don't think he's a fraud. I think he's overrated. I think he's a fraud for being in the MVP discussion.
I've heard you use the word fraud many times.
I don't know if I use the word fraud this year. I think he does not.
Away from it.
I don't think he's. I think he's a slightly above average quarterback that suddenly found himself in the MVP discussion based on some lucky team wins. And so in that sense, he was an MVP fraud, but he's not he's a good quarterback. He's just an average, above average quarterback in the NFL. Julio Jones' injury is actually a big deal. If he's healthy, I think it's a different team. But I think Tampa is one of those sell out the run, Greg Schiano, sell out the run nuts.
But I don't think they're going to have to. I mean, they know that Michael Turner is a flat tire, right?
I don't think he's necessarily
got that groin injury. He hasn't run well in the last couple of weeks. Do you think they're really going to sell out the run here?
They sell out to stop the run every game, and their pass defense is terrible.
Do we know that? Did they adjust at all? You always talk about how it's a fluid league. Teams adjust.
That dude looks like he's you look at that guy's skull, it's like a Cro-Magnon type of...
Wow, typecasting. I love it there.
I just don't think that dude has the flexibility.
All right, we'll agree to disagree, but I actually believe in
Tampa. I'm not going to take it. I don't know what I'm going to take. I'm leaving it open, but I think Tampa's a fraud.
I also think that Atlanta's vulnerable to run. I think Doug Martin runs for 125 yards plus.
They may win in Tampa. They may win. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not committing to that one, but I wouldn't be one of my best bets.
Fair enough. Okay, what's your last one here?
My last best bet was, I went super ugly with the Chiefs.
Okay.
Chiefs getting 10 from Denver. Yeah. Denver's an elite team. I'm not going to take anything away from Denver. They're elite. Mm-hmm. But in Kansas City, a division rival who gave Pittsburgh a very tough game with Big Ben healthy that game. I think they're going to be up for this game at home. And I just think when you get 10 points at home with a division rival on a team that's on a roll, they're going to be up for it. I think it's going to be closer than that. I think 20 to 13 type of game, and I'm taking KC. One thing that we have a fall for in staff picks is we consistently take these god-awful teams and think that, this is what they want us to do. This is exactly one of those sorts of games. Like, you look at that line, 10.5. What do you mean 10.5? This is the NFL. They're professionals. Right. But, man, the Chiefs are just so beaten down. I mean, but what about Pittsburgh? They went into Pittsburgh and played a good game. I know, and I think we were all over that line. How are the Chiefs any worse now than Jacksonville was heading into Houston? If Dwayne Bowe doesn't play, yes. I don't think so. They're going to start Brady Quinn at quarterback. He's horrible. He's truly horrible. I mean, but then again, can he possibly be worse than Matt Castle? I feel a lot better with Matt Castle. He has no pocket awareness whatsoever. He's horrendous. But Chad Henne was no superstar heading into the last game. The Blaine Gabbert-Henne combo. I honestly think that as bad as we think the Chiefs are now, we could have said that about Jacksonville heading into Green Bay that time, heading into Houston. It's just actually I picked Jacksonville last week. I mean, I was all over that. Thank God. But no Willis McGahee doesn't move the needle at all for me. Oh, who cares? Yeah, who cares? But it's actually if Dumerville plays, that's one I'm concerned about a little bit more. Remember, he was banged up against San Diego. I think that one's actually a little bit more important. I think at the end of the day, I might go with you on this one.